5 číslo 5 Gymnazium, number 7 číslo 7 Sarah Contact, number 9 číslo 9 Viktoria Spusman, number 10 číslo 10 Mia Dukov, number 11 číslo 11 Franciska Spek, number 14 číslo 13 Ilaria Acigus, number 15 číslo 15 Larisa Milhouse. Do second is další Kristiány jsou number 21 číslo 21 Lina Schrader, number 6 číslo 6 Julia Landenberger, number 8 číslo 8 Elisa Grycenko, number 14 číslo 14 Lilian Hoffman, number 16 číslo 16 Andrea Döpper,
This should be a fascinating final round of matches in Group B of the UEFA Women's Under-19 Championships. All 4 teams can still reach the semi-finals, and our focus here in Karvina is on 2 old footballing rivals, Germany and England. The 4 times champions must enjoy victory and hope Norway lose to Sweden in Opava to have any hope of making the last 4 following 2 defeats so far. While the Lionesses know a win guarantees progress, but a draw may be enough. And we will start following the national anthems. And no lack of motivation for either side here tonight. The odds are against Germany, but in many ways they can play without pressure. England no. They had the opportunity to send the Germans out early against Sweden and failed to take it. One change for Germany from the starting 11, which led but ultimately lost to Norway. Larissa Mulhouse comes into the attacking trio, with Elsa Grinchenko dropping to the bench. Both of the Achigosh twins start again. Sarah Matner is the only player to score so far. England looking like the Netherlands in a brilliant orange. The Germans in more familiar colours. There's such a big night for 2 sets of young players. Jelena Pekovic of Croatia is the referee. Charlotte Wardlaw and Nina Zimmer, the 2 captains. England are without Ruby Mays due to the injury she suffered against Sweden, so Mia Ross starts for the first time. Maisie Simmons and Freya Gregory both return, having begun the first match against Norway. Lucia Kendall and Lucy Watson return to the bench. Lena von Schrader is the new backup goalkeeper for Germany. Niamh Heron is England's only outfield player not to feature so far. And there is plenty of senior experience in terms of club football in both sides. And now is the time to really make that pay here tonight. Maggie Beever-Jones scored twice against Norway, but was very well marshalled by Sweden. And it's one of those fascinating situations where every moment of both games tonight in Group B carries real significance. And it's strange to see Germany as the outsiders. And England taking the knee before kick-off to highlight the ongoing drive for diversity and inclusivity in football and beyond. And it's England who get us underway here in Karvina. At the same time in Opava, Sweden are playing Norway. The situation in the group, Sweden, the only team so far with 6 points out of 6. England and Norway have 3 points each. Germany yet to register as the cross into the penalty area almost finds Buccelli. And it's cleared away eventually. And England were almost caught out by the early dart down the left there from one of Germany's very mobile strikers, Felicitas Kochman. Born with the clearance, and Germany with a very impressive start here. And the onus is on them to win this game and try and score a few goals as well. In terms of territory, they dominated both of their games against Sweden and Norway. But they failed to pick up any points. England were very impressive against the Norwegians, winning 4-1, but were scrappy and disjointed at times in the match against Sweden. Conceded an early set piece and never really looked like coming back, as the clearance from Winkler bypasses Zimmer and goes straight out of play, and Katarina Peter has said her team have just lacked a smart attitude in front of goal at times. They have missed a lot of chances, including a penalty against Sweden, as Denton has been caught out. Matner with the ball into the penalty area, helped further on by Mulhouse, but England will eventually clear in the challenge on Blinkilde from Achit Ghosh. Leads to a free kick. Gemma Davis, one of the youngest coaches involved in this tournament. Katarina Peter has a good deal more experience under her belt, but of course England do have points on the board. The clearance from Bourne has been charged down by Matner, and it's a dangerous ball across the penalty area. And in the end, Keating is able to get the ball away, but Germany were pressing hard. Clinton, Grace Clinton, the only England player currently carrying a yellow card, and Keating just feeling the nature of the challenge there as she had to clear as Zimmer goes back towards Winkler. Laura Johanna Dieck, the Hoffenheim goalkeeper, has gone home for Germany due to injury, so her club teammate Lena von Schrader is on the bench this evening. Denton. Now it's wide towards Gregory, and that's a good ball. And the support inside the penalty area was arriving quickly. Akish Ghosh with the initial clearance. And it was put behind by Zimmer for a corner. And it was Dilara Akish Ghosh who got the initial touch across the penalty area. Yeleda, her twin sister, plays further forward in midfield, and England here with the opening set piece. It's played short to Gregory, and it's drifted in, and Germany were able to clear fairly comfortably. Akish Ghosh has gone down under the challenge of Bourne, but no free kick given. And in the end, Germany do have a throw-in. Germany, the most successful team in this age group. 6 titles overall. Twice they were victorious in the under-18 era. And they also won the first under-19 title back in 2002, and the legendary Sylvia Knight was their coach, and 16-year-old Anna Mittag was their main striker as Clinton works hard to win it back from Deutsch and almost played in Blinkilde, making the burst from midfield. Akish Ghosh. Bucelli. Matner. And Deutsch. And it's all the way back to Winkler. In terms of European competition, Germany have beaten England on all 8 occasions that they've met, as Ross does well to halt Kochman's progress, but Germany have the throw-in. Overall, England have won only 2 of the 14 meetings across all competitions. And that did not happen, or hasn't happened, since 2013. And Germany have won all of the other 12. And it's been a lively start to this game. Both teams looking to impose themselves very quickly. Still goalless in a parva between Norway and Sweden. So it's very early days, but at the moment, Sweden and England would go through. England ahead of Norway due to their 4-1 success in the opening game. Denton. He was helped on by Clinton, looking for Gregory. Deutsch with the initial challenge. Now Bucelli. And Germany started this game in a similar fashion to the way they did against both Sweden and Norway, but they failed to take their chances. Zimmer. Now Clinton claims she was caught by Akish Ghosh, but Wardlaw quickly wins it back, and here is Beever-Jones, and she was in behind Fröhlich for a moment, and Beever-Jones goes for goal, and it's turned aside by Winkler. Clinton now looking to win it back from Deutsch, and Wardlaw does that. Here is Gregory. England still have players forward now. Gregory with the cross, and it's sent behind by Fröhlich for another England corner. And Wardlaw here with an excellent ball to release Beever-Jones. And she was very quickly in behind, took the shot early, and Winkler doing just enough to palm the ball into a safe area. England working the short corner once again. It's pulled back to Gregory. A shooting opportunity possibly, and she does shoot, but it's too close to Winkler. But England on the front foot against a team who dominated this championship for so long with so many great players. Both of the Kachowski twins, Isabel and Monique, scored for Germany in the final back in 2006 when they beat France. That was a French team which had players like Le Sommer and Dely involved. Maren Meinhardt, another German legend, was the coach on that occasion. And England were defeated in 2007. The Kachowski twins were still around. Ellen White, Natasha Dowie and Jess Clark were in the England team. And more recently, they beat Norway 8-1 in 2011. But no title since. But they have been runners-up on 4 occasions, including the previous 2 tournaments. Here is Matner. It's cleared away by Wardlaw. Blinkilde, Gregory. Showed too much of that to Deutsch. Matner. And it's tidied up by Denton. And Germany have only failed to reach the semi-finals 3 times in 13 Euros in the current format. And they'll be keen to maintain that proud record, but matters out of their hands. And a nutmeg there by Deutsch, appreciated by those supporting Germany. Mulhouse. Achik Gosh. And a run forward now by Kett, deep into the England penalty area. It's only a throw-in in the end. Georgia Fox with the challenge. One of a number of Chelsea players in the England team. She was loaned out to Charlton in the 2nd tier last season. Achik Gosh. Simmons cuts it out, and the shot from Kochman spinning over the crossbar via a deflection. And there were nerves out there as well, because both teams know there were no second chances following this game. Basically, England need to at least match Norway's result to go through, but it could get very complicated if goals go in a certain way. Bukele with the cross, and the header is off the crossbar. It was a really good leap inside the penalty area from Fröhlich. Deutsch on the England header, causing problems, and there was a lack of communication there. And the young Lionesses were fortunate that Bukele was unable to get a telling touch. It was her corner initially, and it was kept rising above Bourne to rattle the crossbar. And England conceded goals from corners in their previous 2 games, and close to an unwanted hat-trick there. Achik Gosh has given the ball away to Clinton. Beaver Jones down the centre. Here is Gregory, looks to find her. And it was just beyond Blinkilde. Beaver Jones, a deep cross in, looking for Gregory. Cleared as far as Simmons, set for the shot, which is headed away by Achik Gosh. Thrills and spills inside both penalty areas at the moment. Bourne. Now Ross. It's the 3rd central defensive pairing that England have had to try during these championships. Caitlin Smith started the game, or rather came on for Ruby Mace in the game against Sweden. Finkler's clearance. And once again, it's straight out of play. So Simmons looking to curl in, and it was headed away by Eleda Achik-Gosh. Both her and her twin sister play for Eintracht Frankfurt. Kett, great pace from Kett. It's pulled back, and Germany so close to the opening goal. Matner denied by Keating. And once again, Germany with a lightning break, but Keating with a brilliant save. The pace of Kett, Matner arriving late, and Germany's sole scorer so far denied by the England goalkeeper. And not for the first time in this tournament, Germany must be wondering just how they haven't scored. Ross heading away unchallenged. Now Denton. And it's a good ball wide again, looking for Gregory, but it's out of play this time. But Chiara Keating, a really good shot stopper, and showing that there, getting across and blocking with her legs. And Katrin Pater, who lost only one of her opening 13 games as coach before back-to-back defeats in this tournament, watches her team come forward again. It's Mulhouse, and Keating again with another fine stop. England wide open at the back. It was Bukele with the ball forward to pick out Mulhouse, but Keating this time getting down low to palm the ball away. Two great saves in a matter of moments from the England goalkeeper. And the only surprise is we are still goalless at this stage. Another corner, which is deep, headed away by Bourne this time. Germany not applying the sort of pressure at set pieces that both Norway and Sweden did against England in the opening two games. Nina Zimmer, who was part of the US college system with the North Carolina Tar Heels. Plenty of distance on the throw-in. Wardlaw got the touch, and a corner kick's being given. Germany's fourth corner already. And on another very warm evening, temperature around 27 degrees Celsius. England here having to absorb plenty of early pressure. In swinging corner this time, which is very deep and dealt with successfully. And England can break it. Simmons, first team regular for Brighton in the Women's Super League last season. Into Clinton. Blinkilde, Clinton again. Freya Gregory was forward. Beever-Jones challenging, wins it, shoots. It's a brilliant save by Winkler, but Beever-Jones has been penalised. Fairly blatant handball as she challenged Achik-Gosh. We have had 7 attempts on goal in the match already combined. 5 of those have been on target. Delara Achik-Gosh will take the throw-in. Cleared by Ross. Zimmer. Now Deutsch. Fröhlich. Wardlaw trying to keep up with Ket, but here is Ket again with an opportunity to break towards the area, but it was broken up neatly by Simmons. Clinton. And there is that run in for Beever-Jones. Every time Germany are happy to try and go 1-for-1 defensively, and Beever-Jones does have the pace to try and catch out Fröhlich as Simmons goes down, challenged by Matner. Both of the Achikgosh twins are the only German players on yellow cards so far. Bourne. Again, Clinton able to spin, but she was caught by Deutsch in the challenge. Bukele with the early ball forward, but now sportingly it is played out, so Clinton can receive some treatment. Katrin Peter seeing her team create once again but not score. That was the clash between Clinton and Deutsch, and you can see the bruising there, very high up the ankle. No free kick was given. This is not an official cooling break, but understandably fluid has been taken on by both sides. Chiara Keating has been the standout player for England so far. This is the second save to deny Mulhouse. But this will be a worry for England. Grace Clinton, a regular first teamer for Everton in the Women's Super League, has been one of their standout players so far. Natalia Negri is warming up along with Emily Murphy. And Murphy would be the natural replacement should there be one, although it's thumbs up for the medical team at the moment. Murphy came on during the match against Sweden. Another player who plays for North Carolina. Bukele again with a run on goal, but it's blocked this time by Bourne. Wardlaw's clearance. Beever-Jones back helping the defence, but if she's there, then there's nobody up front to close down the long ball forward. Fröhlich going back to Winkler. And it's a very tense situation in this group. 0-0 in both games at the moment. And that would be enough for England. Germany have to win and hope that Norway lose to have any chance, and it would then come down to head-to-head records and goals scored and possibly even the number of yellow cards. Clinton back in the action, but conceding the free kick. Germany with more shots, more attempts on target, and more corners so far, but they warmed up for this tournament with a 4-1 win against the reigning champions France and look to be in very good shape, but the goals have dried up for them. They qualified in unusual fashion. They ended up having a one-game playoff with Finland in the second round because Russia were suspended from the competition and Belarus also withdrew, and following a 1-1 draw in Dusseldorf, Germany then won 2-1 on penalties. Beaten by the French in the final in Scotland 3 years ago, in the most recent edition of the UEFA Women's Under-19 Championships. France finished second in Group A earlier on, following a 1-1 draw with Spain, so both teams have gone through. Italy were eased out despite a 4-0 win against the host nation, the Czech Republic. So the winner of this group will face the reigning champions, France, in the semi-finals, and the runner-up will play Spain. And Keating just finding it difficult to readjust her feet there, so as a result the clearance was hurried, and Germany have another opportunity. Deutsch. Mulhouse. Blinkilde coming back to challenge. Bourne's clearance thunders into Buscelli. And it will be a goal kick. Mia Bukele saw her penalty saved in the opening game. Denton is trying to help the ball on, but it's a slice in the end. Deutsch takes it quickly. Matner. And it's a throw into Germany once again. And the captain Zimmer is forward, and we've seen her deliver with some distance so far. And again, it's hurled high into the penalty area. Matner's shot deflected and behind for a corner. And these are nervy times for England. No margin for error at all. This time the corner. Met solidly by Clinton. Blinkilde. Clinton. Oh, it's won back by Achik Ghosh. And it's a goal kick this time. Good defending by Blinkilde. Still 0-0 in Opava between Norway and Sweden. So England are going through at the moment, but Gemma Davies would love a goal here to just provide some breathing space. If Norway score, England would have to win this game. Denton. And Gregory may have been offside, but it was overhit anyway. Bourne. And Blinkilde is full of energy, but Deutsch straight out of play, and it's England's turn to try and build an attacking platform here. Denton. It's given away by Gregory. Deutsch. And Denton, who is an England player, based in the US with the Louisville Cardinals. Did play for both Arsenal and West Ham in the Women's Super League. But for young players, the quality of college football in the United States is something which can really help them. And the number of players we've seen begin their professional careers and then head over to the States to complete their education and also play in the NCAA. Deutsch with the throw-in. It just breaks down for Germany, and after a very promising start, England are beginning to get to grips with them defensively. Gregory, Denton. That's a good ball. Gregory again. She was looking for Clinton, of course. Beever-Jones has the real pace. She was away to the right, but England with more attempts on target, but Germany have the free kick here. Clinton, the player who was penalised, and of course she knows she's carrying the yellow card, so she's quick to apologise. If she gets another one here, then she would be unavailable for any potential semi-final. Bourne. Now Denton. Gregory quickly closed down, but she's found Denton. Ross. England have given the ball away cheaply again. Buccelli. Achik Gosh. Cockman was waiting, but it's met well by Ross. And then one back well, and the shot from long range is claimed by Keating. Fröhlich was forward. And she won it from Beever-Jones comprehensively, but there was less oomph behind the final finish. Blinkilder. Nice breaks for Wardlaw. And you sense the first goal here is so important. And now Simmons finding Beever-Jones. And the ball goes wide, but the flag was up. But again, Aki Beever-Jones will just lurk on the shoulder of the last defender, and she knows she's got the pace to get beyond Fröhlich. Beever-Jones quickly on to Clinton, claims she was caught late, but the referee tells her to get back to her feet. Achik Gosh, now Matner. Blinkilder. And it was won back by Buccelli. Achik Gosh. Deutsch. And Wardlaw again, a very effective screen in front of the England defence. But Blinkilder running into traffic, and Germany re-emerge with the ball. Zimmer. Matner. Simmons. And Keating going long this time. Beever-Jones. And beyond Achik Gosh. And now Ross under pressure at the other end. Mulhouse applying too much pressure, and England have a free kick. Mia Ross with big shoes to fill, with Ruby Mace unavailable. And it bounces all the way through to Gregory. She's just driven wide and tries to win the corner. And the goal kick has been given. It was Pauline Deutsch who came across, and both were quick to appeal. Goalless in both of the games as we approach half-time. But if Germany score, they would come back into contention, but it's a long shot. Really, they need a win and a few goals as well. And they also need Norway to lose, and then we would have 3 teams on 3 points, and we will get the calculators out. Clinton looking for support, but Gregory's come inside. Beaver Jones is waiting, and Achik Ghosh just flicking the ball away, but Beaver Jones was offside. And there is a real intensity to this game. It is a typical England-Germany encounter in many ways. Blinkilde working hard to rob Achik Ghosh, and now Fox. We've seen her score from this sort of area already in the tournament, and she will take on Cockman. Now Blinkilde, Beaver Jones quickly takes over Simmons. And she's lost out, and this could be the break for Germany. Busheli. 4 England players around her, but she could go alone. Busheli's shot is too high in the end. And after a run like that, she was entitled to go for goal in many ways. It was Simmons who was initially challenged by Matner. Busheli took over, and she drew the England players towards her, went beyond them, and then eventually it was a tired effort. Kett. Cockman. And Cockman's shot is deflected, and it's another corner. Number 6 for Germany. At the moment, even a win for Germany would not be enough, with Norway drawing 0-0 with Sweden. But it would have real consequences for England. And Gemma Davis will be aware of that. And the corner again is swung in, but no challenge at all on Chiara Keating. And that will be a welcome change for her after the packed penalty area she had to contend with at set pieces against both of the Nordic nations. Matner. Turn from Mulhouse, and she's almost won it back, and she has. Matner's shot is deflected. And it strikes Ross, but England will clear. Fox. And that's a heavy challenge from behind by Achik Ghosh. And the referee keeping her cards in her pocket at the moment. Blinkilde really felt that. Beaver Jones has been caught in the offside trap on a couple of occasions so far for England. And that clearance from Keating is intercepted by Matner. Wardlaw is there to clear, but Deutsch can bring it forward again, but Matner was coming back from an offside position. So at the moment, with a long way to go in both games, it will be Sweden against France and England against Spain in the semi-finals coming up on Wednesday. Gregory challenged by Zimmer. Clinton outnumbered by the corner flag, and it's only a throw-in in the end, but she is so strong with her back to goal, and she usually has a trick to go with it as well. Headed away as far as Blinkilde. Simmons. And the flag stays down, does it? No. Deutsch. Gregory working hard, and she's won it back with the help of Clinton. Simmons. And Bocelli again doing well to find Winkler. On from Fröhlich. Germany with the two clear-cut opportunities in the game, and the two excellent saves from Chiara Keating. They've had 10 attempts on goal now, only 3 of them have been on target. As Denton keeps up with Matner at the expense of a corner. England have had just 3, but they've all worked the goalkeeper in some way, shape or form. Germany have also hit the bar as well. And the corner flicked on by Matner, and Beaver Jones was there to block. And that was heading towards goal from Sarah Matner. And she's a very clever player, as we've seen. Plays for First Vienna in the Austrian Bundesliga. And the corner again is deep, and Keating was fouled this time by Bocelli. But it's rare to see a German player challenging the goalkeeper. It's not happened too often so far, but there's been plenty of movement on corner kicks, which Germany have looked to execute so far. Bourne. Keating may have to hurry here, but she's got support from Simmons, and Simmons has given it straight to Kett. She will now take on Ross, and the cross-in is dealt with by Simmons, who redeems the earlier error. Fröhlich. Achegosh. And England have the throw-in. Fox. All the way back to Keating. And straight out of play. And England have been at their best going forward so far, and it's a nice back heel from Mulhouse, and Matner can attack the penalty area once again. Bocelli, and again it's Keating with the save, and this time Matner turns it in, and Germany have the goal they were looking for. And England now are under real pressure. It's a goal which won't send Germany through as it stands, but it could send England out. Sarah Mattner, the only German player to score so far. And she was at the heart of the move initially, released by that back heel. Buscelli with the shot, Keating making the save, but Mattner kept her cool to steer the ball home. And Germany, on the stroke of half-time, take the lead, and England are on their way out. Gregory, and the cross, straight out of play. With Norway and Sweden still drawing 0-0, that would not be enough for Germany to go through, but it would leave England in third place behind Norway. And it would send Germany above England. And despite a 4-1 win in their first game, England would be bottom of the group. England have to score in the second half at least once. We are into a minimum of 2 more minutes. Denton. Now Bros. And Deutsch with the backhander. Gregory tried to get in there, but Winkler is able to gather. Deutsch. Now Mattner. And it's a free kick for Germany. It's half-time in Opava between Norway and Sweden. And it's 0-0 there. But at the moment, both of those teams are going through. And both these teams are going out. Zimmer throwing long. England have the free kick. Push by Achikosh. England were caught out there by Mulhouse's back heel. Seemed to take 3 or 4 players completely out of the game in the build-up to the Germany goal. Here is Kochman. Ross makes the challenge. It's yet another corner for Germany. They're 9th in the first half. And on the balance of play, they deserve to be ahead. Buscelli will take the corner kick, and this should be the final action of the first half. Buscelli's delivery, and it's Fröhlich with the header. It's wide, and that is the half-time whistle. And Katrin Pater sees her team dominate long spells in the opening 45 minutes and scored just before half-time thanks to Sarah Mattner. Her second goal of the tournament, Germany's second goal of the tournament. At the moment, it won't be enough for Germany, but it would be enough to send England out. Germany 1, England 0 at half-time. And welcome back. Germany leading England by a 0-0 at half-time. And at the moment, both of these sides will be going out in Group B of the UEFA Women's Under-19 Championships. Goalless at half-time in the other match between Norway and Sweden. That would be enough to send both of those Nordic rivals through to the semi-finals. France and Spain are awaiting the two sides from this group. But if Sweden do score in the other match, we would then have 3 teams on 3 points currently in this group: Norway, England and Germany. And results between the three, and also goal difference and goals scored, would then come into play. So it could be a very testing second half for the mathematicians. Germany get the second half underway in their famous white shirts and black shorts. England wearing all orange this evening, defending the goal away to our left, and they need to score as Cockman closes down Wardlaw, and it's given away cheaply. Cockman should have made it 2-0. It was a mistake by Tara Bourne. Bourne playing the ball in field straight to the German striker. And Bourne, who has had a fine tournament, almost gifted Germany a goal right at the start of the second half. Achigosh. And it's back to Keating. A missed kick from Fröhlich. Zimmer. And Matner, who has scored the only goal so far, will chase, but England have the goal kick and they have to try and find a way back into this game. Since being runners-up to France in 2013, England have failed to go beyond the group on 4 separate occasions in the under-19s tournament, and also failed to qualify twice. And they were beaten by Germany back in 2019 in their opening game in Scotland. And they eventually went out with 3 points courtesy of a 1-0 win over Belgium in the final game when they were already eliminated. Different story here. England started the competition so well, as Ross takes a chance under pressure, and England are doing that on too many occasions at the moment. Bukele with the foul, and England had the free kick. Simmons the player she caught. Fox. And Clinton will chase, and Winkler leaving her penalty area to clear. And England need something to happen here. They have created very little in the game so far. And the challenge comes in from Achigosh. Grace Clinton has done so much of her work a long way from the German goal. Fox into Clinton. Blinkilder in support. She tried to find Beaver Jones. It was a similar link-up in a similar area of the field which led to the opening goal against Norway. Mulhouse finding Achigosh. And Bukele is quickly challenged by Ross. And Gregory looking to use her pace. But she ran into Deutsch. And it was something of a dead end for the Aston Villa player who was on loan at Leicester in the Women's Super League in England last season. Still goalless in a parva between Norway and Sweden. Beever-Jones working hard to win it back, and she's got Clinton on the edge of the penalty area. Clinton turning away from Fröhlich. But the defender recovered well. Kett has Kochman to the left, but it's cut out by Ross. Beever-Jones. Maciek Gosz. And Germany had the throw-in. Both these teams really need a Sweden goal against Norway. Bourne's clearance. Back to Keating. Now Denton. Simmons. And Keating again. Looks for Fox. Maciek Gosz finding Kochman, but once again the ball spins to safety from an England point of view. But for Chiara Keating, Germany could have a healthy lead so far in the game. Katrin Peter will be aware of that. Her team led against Norway and then lost in the second half. Clinton. And Gregory in support to the left. Simmons. Now Denton. Here is Gregory. Clinton and Beever-Jones waiting in the centre for the cross. Wardlaw challenging for it, and Wardlaw fouling. Challenge on Kett. England's men won the Under-19 championship on Friday. But at the moment, the women will be not replicating that sort of success. And it's such a big summer for women's football in England, with the Senior European Championships starting on Wednesday. And this Under-19s team are desperate to add to the feel-good factor around the sport in the country at the moment, but this would be a disappointing exit if it stays like this. Maciek Gosz has been fouled by Blinkilde. Germany throw in. And a good challenge by Wardlaw to hold up Kett. And the pace of Franziska Kett, who is in the second team at Bayern Munich, has been a real feature of Germany's play. And in terms of the football played, you could make a case for saying that Germany have been the most impressive team in the tournament, but it is all about results, and Releda Maciek Gosz here receives a yellow card, which would rule her out of the next game should Germany make progress. And the boot was raised there as she clattered into Aggie Beever-Jones, and she knew what was coming. And it's the first yellow card of the evening. Fox. Now Ross. Bourne. And again, England not finding their targets. At the moment, the group will see Sweden finishing on top, Norway in second place, and Germany will be ahead of England, courtesy of this victory. Bourne was rather sold short by the pass from Simmons, but was able to deal with it. And here is Beaver Jones, who wins the ball in the air, but can't direct it down to a teammate. Kett. Kochman. Bukele. Kochman. Gosh. Georgia Fox does well to clear. Beaver Jones taking on Fröhlich, and Fröhlich with the back pass, which Winkler just had to readjust to deal with. Fröhlich again. Very rarely wastes a ball when she plays the ball out. Kett. There's Mulhouse ahead of her, but it's further wide to Matner. And Matner wide of the near post. And again, it's a good German move, just lacking the finish. And we've said that before in this tournament. 15 attempts on goal now in this game. Only 6 on target. England have had 4 attempts overall. 3 on target. And the corner count is in Germany's favour, 9-2, but they've put up similar numbers in the previous 2 games and lost them both. Bukele. Support from Kett, but it's cut out by Bourne. Beaver Jones. Kett again with the challenge, but it's eventually worked wide to Gregory. And again, the ball is out of play, and England are creating very little here. Blinkilde closing down Gregory, looking to win it back, which she does. Clinton looking for the early cross into the area, but it's beyond her, and there was nobody else forward. Winkler able to claim. And here is Kett, and England could be in trouble here. Mulhouse, Kochman in support, but Mulhouse with the shot, which is too close to Keating. Mulhouse, again, is such a powerful runner from midfield. Beaver Jones unable to avoid the goal kick. Germany heading to their bench. And it's the player who has been booked, Aleda Gosh, who comes off, and Julia Landenberger, the player who comes on. And Landenberger plays for Bayern Munich, has appeared from the bench in the first team. And at the moment, Sophia Winkler is not really being tested by England. Gosh. And while it's still goalless in a parva between Norway and Sweden, this would not be enough for Germany. And it's certainly not enough for England. Landenberger, first touch. And then Wardlaw with the challenge on Kett. And it's a free kick. And one or two England players just beginning to show their frustration. As we approach the hour mark, things are not going their way. Bukele is over the free kick. And Bukele drives it and gets the angles all wrong. And she will want the second goal in this game. She's seen her team caught out on too many occasions. Landenberger. Mulhouse. And the high ball in, and Keating Clums doesn't get there. Bukele off the line. And England escaped there. And England looking to capitalise on their escape. Gregory with the cross in, looking for Beaver-Jones. Defended well by Achikosh. And Deutsch able to bring the ball away. England claiming she carried the ball out of play, but they do have the throw-in further back. Gregory. Cleared by Deutsch. Simmons. And Bukele can bring the ball away again, and she's a very good runner in possession, and the challenge from Simmons ensures it's a throw-in. Matner. Deutsch smartly down the line. Bukele in support. But England trying to break now themselves with Clinton. Gregory. And the run was blocked off by Kett. Linkilder, Denton. Again, England not maintaining possession, but Fox tidies up. It's cleared long downfield by Keating again, and this time it's gathered by Fox. Headed away by Mulhouse. Wardlaw. Wardlaw just taking a moment as she tangled with Kett off the field. Frilly. Ket finding Bukele. Matner. On to Bukele again. And a challenge from Denton, but Germany here enjoying another very good spell. Deutsch looking for Kochman. It's cleared by Bourne. Clinton. And she's having a very physical encounter with both Fröhlich and Zimmer. And she gets the free kick this time. Still 0-0 between Norway and Sweden. But an England goal would put them back in charge of qualification. But Matner receives a loose ball from Wardlaw. Ket. And Ket goes for goal, and again it's turned aside by Keating. Kochman. Achik Gosh. And Mulhouse given the room to try and curl it, but it doesn't quite come back enough. And Kiara Keating again, keeping England's hopes flickering in this tournament. And Mulhouse was completely unmarked there, but maybe we'll believe she should have done better. "20 attempts on goal now for Germany, and it's still only 1-0. 5 times as many as England. And here is Ket. Mulhouse. It's met by Bourne. And then Wardlaw. Ket. Achik Gosh. England have the relative relief of a goal kick. This was the initial opportunity. Ket letting fly, but Keating was well behind it. Beever-Jones is the player who is down. And she was just caught there by Achik Gosh. It was an accidental challenge by the looks of it. And Beever-Jones just having to deal with it off the field, so play will continue. England are down to 10 players for the moment. Landenberger, Ket. And the cross is headed away by Bourne. Ket. Matner. Gregory coming back to help out Denton. Simmons. Clearance from Zimmer. And England need to find some sort of cohesion from somewhere. At the moment, they are not playing well enough to create opportunities. And they are inviting the pressure. The clearance from Ross is once again gobbled up by Germany. Zimmer. Fröhlich almost slips, and Beever-Jones almost won it, but she's clearly got a problem, Aggie Beever-Jones. Ket. She's away from Mia Ross. Ket's cross again is very deep. And it was Deutsch who was arriving at the far post, and the corner conceded by Gregory. And this was the slip from Fröhlich, and she recovered just in time with Beever-Jones looking to seize on the opportunity. And the corner is met now by Beever-Jones. She's continuing to labour and trying to run that knock off. Double change for Germany. Sophie Nachtingall is coming on along with Loretta Elmazi. Fröhlich. Now Ket. Macigosz. Landenberger. Deutsch. It's met by Bourne. Clinton. And she tried to slide in Gregory, but Zimmer is able to guide it back. And we are inside the final 20 minutes. Germany still leading here, but it won't be enough to send them through because Norway are still drawing with Sweden. Winkler's clearance. Now Matner. Bukele was in support, but Matner goes square to Mulhouse. And again she goes for the curler, and again it's some way wide. And Kochman is the player to come off, along with Mulhouse. And Sophie Nachtingall of Hamburg comes on, along with Loretta Elmazi, who was 19 during this tournament. She plays for Essen. So 3 changes made by Germany in the second half. England yet to go to their bench. As Gregory has stayed down following the challenge by Zimmer. Freya Gregory will require some treatment here. It was a firm challenge by Zimmer, but she won the ball. And the situation in this group with 17 minutes to play, Sweden will win the group with 7 points. Norway will finish second with 4 points. Germany will be third, and England will be bottom of the group because Germany are beating them in this game. But an England goal would send them from 4th to 2nd. And I'm sure that's the point that Gemma Davis is making to her team. That was the opportunity cleared off the line by Bourne. It was Bukele who had the chance to make it 2-0 after Keating failed to deal with the long ball under pressure from Matner. And Gregory hobbling off for a moment. It looks as though she'll be coming back on in the short term. Confirmation of that second change for Germany. Blinkilde. Another England throw-in. And here's Gregory. Okay to come back on. It's a case of messages across the field at the moment. Simmons. And England trying to build some pressure, and it's been so sporadic for them in the second half. But they just need one chance. And that could change everything. But that was a foul throw. They do have Emily Murphy and Lucy Watson, attacking players on the bench. And if Gregory does have a problem, then Watson could slot in down the left-hand side. Wardlaw. And Bukele again winning it back. Machigosh. Landenberger. Bukele. Landenberger continuing. It was deflected and it's wide, but it will be a corner. Really, things have revolved around a very talented midfielder, Mia Bukele. And Landenberger just playing off her there and seeing the shot deflected behind. And it's very deep, headed away by Bourne. And Deutsch. England making that change, and it's Freya Gregory who does go off. And Lucy Watson of Sheffield United comes on, was a regular in the Championship, the second tier in England last season, scored 8 goals in 22 games. And I was talking to one of her teammates at Sheffield United, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk, before this game, and she said one of her main attributes is the ability to take players on and deliver good balls in, and that's what England need at the moment. Clinton. England have the throw-in. And it's beyond Beever-Jones. And now Norway have taken the lead against Sweden late in that game. And that means that Norway are top of the group. They have 6 points. Sweden have 6 points. And England now have to win this game to have any real hope. They would then go into effectively a 3-team league, but they need to score twice in 12 minutes now. A draw would not be enough. So it's looking increasingly likely that both of these teams will be going out. Norway leading, Germany leading, but England here looking for a goal themselves. Landenberger with the clearance. Beever-Jones. And Germany looking to break. That goal does nothing for their prospects. And the cross in from Nachtigall. And Blinkilde brings it clear. Clinton. And that's a good ball. Here is Watson. Needs to be a good cross. Beever-Jones is waiting, but so too was Zimmer. And England, again, almost creating, but not quite. And Nia Zimmer with another crucial intervention. And there's a problem here for Chiara Keating. So there will be plenty of added time in this game. But that goal for Norway means they will now win the group, having lost their opening game 4-1. They go above Sweden on the head-to-head. Odo Johansson scoring from a corner late in that game. And that would mean it would be Norway against France and Sweden against Spain in the semi-finals. But England now, to have any hope of going through, have to score twice in the final 10 minutes, having not really looked like scoring in the whole game. 4 attempts, 3 on target. Keating, with the help of the referee, gets back to her feet, and the referee has tried to officiate with a smile, and I think the game has benefited from that. Into Clinton, Beaver Jones. Good challenge from Landenberger. Bourne back towards Keating. And England have the throw-in. And if it's not now or never by now, it is pretty close to it. Beaver Jones going down, but no free kick. Kett. England could be vulnerable on the breakaway now as they look to pull forward. And Wardlaw will be booked for that challenge. And the England captain has found herself often bypassed in the midfield area, although she's not been alone in that, and Kett this time was in full flight once again. Gosh is over the free kick, but it's left for Bukele, and the shot from Kett is wide. And England here need the hurry up. To find something from somewhere. And Clinton making the challenge on Gosh, but Germany continuing to enjoy the lion's share of possession inside the England half. Landenberger, Nick the Gaal. Keating is able to claim, and it is quickly forward again. Beaver Jones looking to close down Gosh, and left plenty on it, and is penalised. England need to score here, and for Sweden to score against Norway in Opava. Time is running out for both of those things to happen, but here is Watson. Challenged by Bukele. England change, and it's the captain, Charlotte Wardlaw, who was coming off. And Olivia McLaughlin, the 17-year-old Aston Villa player, is coming on. McLaughlin with her second appearance from the bench in these championships. Watson, Blinkilde. And the ball not quite sticking with Clinton this time. Landenberger. Now Denton in towards Clinton, and the flag was up for offside. We are inside the final 5 minutes. And Germany making another change, and it's Mia Bukele who heads off, and Sophie Zabel who comes on. And Sophie Zabel has been a regular from the bench with Leverkusen this season, and she almost creates an opportunity for Nachtigal straight away. England cleared downfield, Beever-Jones in pursuit. Here is Clinton. Fox is in support. Now Beever-Jones, and again the flag is raised. And England have been caught offside on a number of occasions. Norway still leading Sweden by a goal to nil. Nachtigal. Kett looking to pick her way through. Zabel! That's a terrific goal for Germany. It ensures they will win a match in this tournament. And it's England who, like them, will be going home early. Terrific shot from the player who has just come on. And that should settle this game. And Germany always knew they would need to win with a few goals to have any hope. It's not going to happen for them, but they've been dominant once again, and they deserve to take the 3 points. And here is Zabel once again. Landenberger. England looking very wary, and a beaten side now. That's it, Gosh with the cross in. Now Beever-Jones. I believe she was fouled by Fröhlich, but here is Kett. Nachtigal! And it's too close this time to Keating. Once again, Germany are going to beat England in the UEFA Under-19 Championships. Nachtigal is beyond Keating, but the shot just grazing the crossbar. And Germany here could have had a hatful of goals. Tagal was just driven wide. And as a result, was unable to keep the shot on target. But England, on too many occasions, have been caught offside. It's not happened to Germany because England have been so deep defensively. Beaver Jones. And Germany looking to round things off with another goal. And the shot this time is wide from El Mazi. But it was Matner who is still full of running in the 90th minute. Norway still leading Sweden by a goal to nil. And it's the two Nordic rivals who'll be going through from this group. And Niamh Heron of Sunderland will be getting some time right at the end. The only outfield player who has not been involved for England, and Anouk Denton, the player who is injured. And she will hobble off. And there will be a minimum of 7 more minutes. And there will only be 3 more minutes in the match between Norway and Sweden, but with Norway leading by a goal to nil, it would need Sweden to score twice for Germany to suddenly have hope of going through, and they will look back on the opportunities they've missed. Clinton. And Landenberger comes away with the ball. Germany with 29 attempts on goal in this game. 11 on target. Here is Ket. Zabel. Nachtigal. And it's blocked by Ross. It will be a corner. Germany still pushing hard for the goals that could create a situation for them, but Norway are 90 seconds away from victory against Sweden, and both those teams will know that that result sends them both through at the moment. And Norway, who began with a 4-1 defeat to England, are going to win the group. Germany corner. Fröhlich on the turn, it's blocked. And an opportunity for Matner, but she just misses her kick. And England, who began with that 4-1 win, are going to finish bottom of the group. And it will be 5 successive tournaments in which they've failed to reach the semi-finals. Maggie Beever-Jones has also gone off, and Emily Murphy has come on. Beever-Jones barely walked by the end due to the knock she's picked up in this game. Ket. And Ket is still going deep into the area. She goes down. The bench were appealing for a penalty, but in the end it's only a corner. Won by Nachtigal. Norway still leading Sweden by a goal to nil. And they're approaching full time there. The corner kick in is headed away. Zabel. And the player who's already come on and scored once plays the ball in, but England will clear this time, but Germany have just looked a more cohesive unit throughout the game. It was a frenetic start when England had their chances, but really since then, Germany have had a firm grip on the game. 30 attempts on goal now. And that really suggests it's been one-way traffic, and at times it has been. 13 corners as well. It's all over between Norway and Sweden. Norway have won 1-0, so they are both going through. And Norway have won the group. Germany will finish third, and England will be bottom. Fröhlich. And that's an excellent ball through. Matner can finish with a flourish, and she does. It's a victory which won't be enough for Germany to send them through, but right at the very end, they have shown their quality here. And they'll be much too good for Gemma Davies and England. And in competitions like this, Germany usually beat England. And that has been the case here tonight. Matner scoring her third goal of the tournament. It will be her final goal. Lucy Watson just losing out. Fröhlich releasing Matner, and Matner striding through to finish with real confidence. Had Germany been as clinical in the games against Sweden and Norway, it could have been a very different story. But England are finishing with a heavy defeat. And a competition which started so brightly for them is ending with real disappointment. England do have a free kick right at the very end. But they will hope that lessons will be learned, and players will head on to older age groups and possibly use this experience to help them in the future. But there will be real disappointment here. Watson with the cross in. Murphy. Confirmation of that change with Niamh Herring coming on to have some moments on the field. But Germany belatedly have shown their true faces in this tournament. And England have been the one to suffer. Not for the first time. And Germany finishing this game on the attack. We are deep into the 98th minute. Maciek Gosz with the throw-in. Nachtigal is penalised. England will try and get forward. But that's it. It's a win for Germany. And they finish with the victory. But both they and England will be going out of the UEFA Women's Under-19 Championship. Both teams finish with a win and 2 defeats. And it's Norway and Sweden who will progress through to the semi-finals. Disappointment on both sides in the end, but it's Germany who were, without any question, the better side on the night. They dominated the game. England had no real answer, and tears are being shed on both sides as it finishes. Germany 3, England 0.